Hey, everybody. Just going to wait on everyone to get into the webinar before we get started. Wait just a little bit longer. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Illustrative Mathematics Professional Learning webinar. We are so glad that you're here with us today to discover the difference that PL makes in an IM classroom, how our PL is designed and structured to elevate student success, and how you can get started with our PL today, literally today. This event has been made accessible through live American Sign Language and live captioning. To gain access to captions, just click on Show Captions on your Zoom screen menu and select Show Subtitles. We are your hosts for the presentation today, Catherine Castillo and myself, Neil Tucker. Catherine is a Senior Specialist of Implementation Portfolio here at IM, and I am IM's Director of Marketing. And we are both absolutely thrilled to be here with you and beyond excited that you are taking valuable time out of your day to spend it here with us. During this discussion today, please feel free to use the chat feature in Zoom to make comments and ask questions directly to our panelists. To get started, we would love to hear where everyone is from, so you can just drop where you are joining us from in the chat. You can also use the Q&A feature to ask questions about our partners, our products, or professional learning. And if you are a Twitter or X user, you can tag us at Illustrate Math and use the hashtags #IMXWebinar and #LearnWithIM to share your enthusiasm. Our contributors today are going to be the following wonderful people, each of whom brings a unique perspective and a treasure trove of personal experience in teaching IM, facilitating PL with IM and thousands of hours of classroom time. Today we have Geraldine Devine, Dr. Libby Butler, Renee Augustine, Ryan Mora, and Sarah Caban. So here is the roadmap for today. First, we're going to talk about why PL is vital to any classroom that is using IM, whether it's for the first time or the 1000th time. The middle section of our webinar is going to break down the what of our PL, showcasing how it's laid out and who it's intended for. And finally, we are going to give you the step-by-step process on how to determine which professional learning is right for you and how to sign up for the right professional learning option today or tomorrow or whenever is right for you, because we have PL sessions all the time. You can also visit our website to learn more about IM professional learning, and that link will be dropped into the chat. So without further ado, let's get right into the first of our 3 exciting sections today: why PL is vital for implementation and utilization in the IM classroom, regardless of educator background or time spent using IM. This applies to leaders, teachers, and coaches, and of course, anyone who might wear 2 or even all 3 of those hats. So I am going to go ahead and pass it over to Catherine Castillo.
Hi, everyone. Glad to see you all here today. As Neil mentioned before, I'm on the implementation team here at IM. One of the things we're very passionate about at IM is using research to inform our practice, whether that be in the creation of products or services such as our professional learning offerings. To set the stage for today's webinar, let's take a moment to read this quote from the Internal Coherence Framework. Improvement is a challenge of learning, not implementation. Teachers can only implement instructional practices that they already know how to perform. Asking teachers to work with students and content in new ways to produce better outcomes in students' performance requires learning. What resonates with you about this quote? Take a moment to share your thoughts in the chat, and Neil will highlight some of your ideas. And I'm going to give everybody about 30 seconds to pop some things into the chat. It's okay if they keep coming. Well, I'm
Teachers
already
can only implement what they know. I love that. Teachers are learners. See that a couple of times.
Absolutely. So we know that teachers need to engage in professional learning that acknowledges and leverages their experience. They need time to engage in deep conversation and exploration with colleagues that lead to shifts in practice that empower students as mathematicians. This next image provides an overview of the 3 elements of professional learning necessary to support teacher learning and collaboration. I'm curious, what do you notice or wonder about this image? Let's take a moment to respond in the chat using N for notice and W for wonder. Neil will elevate a few notices and wonderings shared in the chat. And I'll try and look too. So again, let's take about 30 seconds to get some of these going. And again, keep them coming. We'll be looking at them and everybody can see what we're noticing and wondering as the webinar proceeds.
I'm seeing a lot of, they're all intertwined. They're all linked together. They're in a braid, intertwined.
Well, lovely. You noticed some of the things that we're going to talk about today, so I'll keep an eye on that. Connected facilitated teacher learning and collaboration takes the form of workshops, collaborative time, and content coaching. Each of these components are necessary and important in a robust PL plan. Research has shown that to be effective and have the greatest impact, these things need to be interwoven, like you noticed. No one strand changes teacher instructional practice on its own. Teachers deserve access to sustained, productive professional learning, just as students deserve access to grade level learning. In the next hour, we'll spend some time learning about the IM certified PL design and offerings, how IMPL supports coaches in their work, and the impact IMPL has had on teaching and learning in schools. Also, how to sign up to attend a PL session. Let's start by hearing from some members of the IM Professional Learning team as they discuss the design and offerings of IM Certified PL. Jerry and Sarah, thanks for joining us to talk about the intentional design of IM Certified Professional Learning. Please tell us about IM's philosophy of professional learning.
Sure. Thanks for having us, Catherine. So our professional learning experiences are a little bit unique because we don't just tell teachers, here are all the things in the curriculum, open your box, look at all of them. This is how you use all the materials. While we do definitely recognize the importance of educators familiarizing themselves with our materials, we design our professional learning experiences to reflect our beliefs and instructional model. For example, when earlier you talked about the 3 threads of teacher learning, you didn't just say, here are the 3 threads of teacher learning, and then tell everybody all about them. You actually invited the participants in the room with us to notice and wonder. And that was an opportunity for participants to ask some questions and to share what they already knew. And one of our greatest beliefs about educators that we embed into each of our professional learning sessions is that we honestly believe every educator in every session brings valuable experiences and perspectives that can be examined and reflected upon during our professional learning sessions. We believe every teacher can continuously grow in their knowledge and expertise in mathematics teaching and learning. A lot of you mentioned that earlier. Teachers are learners too. And we also believe that educators make instructional decisions based on their knowledge, beliefs, and understandings. And Jerry, I believe you're going to tell us a little bit about the 4 guiding principles that we use when we design our PL.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. Yes, we have 4 guiding principles. The first one is that coherence with the curriculum is key. So during our sessions, educators develop a deep understanding of the design of the curriculum. And just like Sarah said, we don't just tell, we engage in curriculum-based activities through the professional learning. And that includes experiencing, planning, rehearsing, all of the activities or diverse activities throughout the curriculum. We also study and use both the teacher-facing materials and the student-facing materials. Our second principle is that educators must attend to equity for all. So educators need opportunities to reflect on and discuss the impact of equitable instructional practices and systems. So things like providing quiet think time, using instructional routines, common assessments, establishing norms, and building classroom community. Our third principle is learning is social and active. So as we mentioned earlier, we believe educators bring valuable experiences and perspectives. So we intentionally design active learning experiences and make time for collaboration, feedback, and reflection. And then our fourth principle is that complex skills develop and deepen over time. So educators need repeated opportunities to make connections between the professional learning, their individual goals, and how they collaborate with colleagues. So they might have individual or team coaching, collaborative planning, lesson study, and peer observations that are added on to the professional learning that happens from IM. I'll also mention here that we have professional learning materials to support that iterative learning, like PLCs and unit planning guides, and learning that supports our coaches and administrators that also support teachers in their work.
Thank you so much for sharing more about the design of I Am Certified PL and our beliefs about teachers. It was helpful to hear that IMPL offerings are available for teachers, coaches, and leaders. Now we'd like you to tell us more about the types of professional learning that IM offers for each step of the implementation journey.
Sure. So our catalog is intentionally designed to align with educators' progression of learning as they prepare for and then also implement IM Math.
Yeah, we kind of think about this in 3 phases. So the first is the preparation phase where they're preparing to implement. In those professional learning sessions, we introduce teachers and leaders to instructional routines, and we preview the instructional model that they'll see when they start implementing. Then in that implementation phase, further up that road, this is typically a 2 to 4 year span of time. It includes our Teach and Learn launch, followed by a sequence of PL offerings with options for schools to choose topics that are relevant to their needs and their goals in their district and schools. And then for ongoing deep study, we offer structures and tools for collaboration time and focused on common problems of practice related to implementing problem-based instruction. And I want to mention again, I know we've said this before, but I want to reiterate that in each of these phases, there are options for teachers as well as coaches and administrators. So all along that roadway, we support teachers, coaches, and administrators.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah and Jerry, for highlighting some of the IM Certified PL offerings available for each stage of curriculum implementation. We know that another element of professional learning is coaching, as we saw in the 3-strand diagram earlier, and that coaching is a form of job-embedded professional learning. Libby, how do you feel IM supports you in your work with teachers?
Thanks, Catherine. I've had the pleasure of working with teachers and administrators in multiple districts around the country in making a transition or deepening their understanding and refining their implementation. And the coherence of the IMPL gives us a common language when we are providing that in-classroom support for teachers, coaches in different districts that I have supported and teachers directly. It works better in the same way in a classroom that we don't just tell students how to do it so they mimic us. As a coach, we don't come in and just say, here's how you do it. They get a lot of that ideal state through the IMPL, and the coherence with the additional support that we can provide the teachers is allowing them to reflect on their own practice and really build from their own knowledge and understanding, to ask questions and ask for the support that they need which gives them more agency and buy-in, and makes for a much more effective relationship. So that common language, so we're not starting with, here's what it's supposed to look like, but what is it that you're struggling with? How can I support you? And having that common language that comes from the coherence of the PL is really helpful.
Thank you, Libby. It sounds like IMPL sets a strong foundation for future teacher learning. The next question is for you, Renee. Renee, will you tell us more about the impact IMPL has had on teaching and learning at your schools?
Not
I-
on. There you go. Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. Good morning, everyone. Well, I was fortunate to be part of the IM adoption when we first adopted it at our district as a curriculum specialist, and IM provided their own trainers to help our teachers see and model a lesson. Then from there, as a district, we do 5 times a year collaborations amongst content teachers, so like all the geometry teachers, all the algebra teachers, where they are allowed to like collaborate and share best practices that they're using. As a coach myself, I was able to like go in and model lessons for teachers. We do video analysis, we do student work analysis. So a lot of the front work that IM did with us allowed me to go in deeper with my teachers and support my teachers in a lot of ways. So we like to, at our district, we like to call it intellectual prep, and like where we help the teachers do the math at the scaffolds necessary, adapt more structures if needed, and how to like make instructional choices that best supports our students. So all that work was able to be done because of all the front work that IM did for us when they modeled and they presented the curriculum to our teachers the first time.
That's amazing. Thanks, Renee. It sounds like IMPL is just one part of a system of supports that your schools have in place, but it helps set that foundation for that learning. So we've heard about how IM Certified PL is intentionally designed to support teaching and learning of IM Certified Math and how it sets the stage for continued learning in schools. Now let's move to the third section of our webinar to hear from Ryan about how to schedule IM Certified PL. Thanks for joining us, Ryan. We now know that IM Certified PL is research-based and designed to support teachers, coaches, and instructional leaders. Can you tell us a bit more about how schools schedule professional learning and some of the options that they have?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Catherine. I've also been seeing some things pop up in the chat that I can address here because some folks are wondering who leads the PL workshops, what are the ideal pathways for this? So our certified distribution partners not only offer digital access and publish and sell print versions of our curriculum, they also can explain, sell, and schedule our PL offerings. So it's our partners who can provide you support if you're interested in learning more about any of the offerings within our professional learning catalog. And these include some recommended pathways that we've put together to support the progression of learning that Sarah and Jerry referenced earlier. Some of these pathways focus on teaching and kind of deep analysis of units and lessons, or access and equity, the 5 practices for orchestrating discussions, leading IM implementation, or facilitating teacher collaboration, to name just a few. You don't have to purchase them in that pathway, but if you're looking for a good supported progression of learning, those are a place where you can start. So someone at your school or district should already be in contact with the partner for curriculum access, and that person can help you in purchasing and scheduling PL. For those of you who are accessing the curriculum through one of our open access sites, you can contact Kendall Hunt or reach out to our own IM client support team, and you can find their contact information at the bottom of our IM professional learning page, and they can connect you with the right person to get that PL scheduled. But also an academy might be a good option for individual teachers or schools that only have a few teachers or leaders who need PL. And some of our partners offer academy-style PL enrollments, and now IM also directly offers PL through the IM Academy.
Awesome. So schools can schedule PL through IM Certified Partners. Can you tell us a bit more about the new IM Academy and how it compares to PL scheduled through IM Certified Partners?
Yes. The sessions that we offer through IM Academy are no different in content from those that are available through our certified partners. Any of the PL that you're purchasing through one of our certified partners is delivered by one of our IM certified professionals who go through rigorous training and ongoing professional development themselves in our professional learning. The key difference with an IM Academy or any of the academies offered by our partners is the format. So IM Academy was created to address the needs of individual educators or small groups who might not have the capacity to engage in a full staff professional learning session. And those can happen virtually or on site that you could schedule for your own school or district. And so while our certified distribution partners typically offer those larger scale sessions that you can schedule, again, on site or virtually at a particular time and date that works best for you, IM Academy provides a flexible open seat model, so allowing individual teachers, leaders, or small groups to join virtual professional learning sessions, again, from our existing catalog and delivered by our IM certified facilitators. It really helps schools that can need to onboard new staff members or support individuals without needing to schedule a dedicated session for an entire staff. So by offering these virtual professional learning sessions through IM Academy, we can eliminate geographic and scheduling barriers, making it easier for educators to access our high quality professional learning. This also benefits districts with staff turnover, allowing new teachers to join established programs who may have already experienced IM professional learning through one of our professional learning partners.
Awesome. Thanks for that overview, Ryan. It sounds like this is a great resource for schools who have individuals or small group teachers, like you mentioned, who want to attend. So, how do people know which IM Academy is the right fit for their teachers, coaches, or leaders?
That is an excellent question. So for our IM Academy pilot, we selected 4 of our most impactful and frequently requested offerings: Teach and Learn, Establishing Instructional Routines, IM Math for School Leaders, and Coaching Problem-Based Teaching and Learning. These sessions span K-5 and 6-12, and they're available for both our IM version 360 curriculum and IM K-12 Math. We chose these because they address the foundational needs for both teachers and instructional leaders, helping educators implement problem-based learning effectively while also creating supportive environments for student success. So establishing instructional routines, it's perfect for those who are preparing to teach with illustrative math and want to become familiar with the routines that we use in our curriculum. These are the routines that help kind of create consistent, inclusive learning environments, and you don't need to be teaching with IM yet to benefit from this session. We explore how our routines foster deeper mathematical thinking and ensure that all students have access to grade level content. We have some of those sessions running right now and November coming up soon. Then IM Academy, we also have offerings for school leaders, such as IM Math for School Leaders and Coaching Problem-Based Teaching and Learning. These provide targeted support for principals, coaches, and instructional leaders, helping them understand IM's key curriculum features, how to create environments that support inclusive and effective math instruction, and how to coach teachers in a problem-based learning framework. By participating in these sessions, school leaders are better equipped to guide their teams and ensure that every student has access to high-quality, grade-level math content. We have some sessions for IM Math for School Leaders, again, coming up, happening right now in October, again in November. And then in the winter, we'll be offering a couple sessions of coaching problem-based teaching and learning.
Awesome. Thanks again, Ryan. So just to clarify, schools can still purchase IM Certified PL through their IM Certified partner, but if they want to take advantage of an IM Academy, how would they sign up?
Great question. Yes, they can still purchase IM Certified PL through their partner and have access to our full catalog. These offerings from IM Academy are just a sliver of the full offerings that we have available. If they want to sign up for an IM Academy, we are enrolling right now. We can flash up here, great, yep, a QR code. This will take you right to our Eventbrite page. This is how you can purchase a seat or a set of seats, either for yourself, or you can sign up somebody else from your district if you're a school leader. Payment can be done via credit card or with enough advance notice of 15 days with a purchase order. So we got that QR code up on the screen, and we can also put a link directly to the Eventbrite in the chat. Yeah, there it goes.
Great. So, Elle, can you switch to the next screen for us? All right. So, Ryan, I'm going to let you talk about this screen because this is pretty exciting.
Yes, to say thank you. If you are really interested, we are going to be having a drawing to give away 10 free seats to participate in an IM Academy from today's webinar. Neil may know a little bit more about how the giveaway is going to work, but this is an exciting thing that we're offering for your participation in the webinar today. But we're going to be giving away 10 of these free seats for an IM Academy session. And I'm seeing some nice enthusiasm in the chat.
Yes, we thank you, Ryan. Yes, we are going to be holding a drawing. If you registered for the webinar today, you will be included. Your name will be put into the hat, and then we will hold a drawing this week, and we will be sending out a post-webinar email. And in the post-webinar email, we will reach out to the participants individually whose names were drawn from the hat. So we're very excited to be able to offer this free giveaway. I saw a question in the chat earlier that said, can teachers attend for free? And this is one way that we are able to offer free seats.
Great. Well, I think Neil is going to transition us over to the Q&A session of our webinar so that we can get all of those questions that are on your mind answered. So please, if you have not put them in the Q&A portion of our webinar, please do that now. And Neil's going to get us started with that.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ryan and Catherine. So now is time for one of our favorite parts of our webinars. It's the Q&A portion, as Catherine said. If you do have a question that you would like one of our panelists to answer right now, please enter that question into the Q&A. If you put it into the chat, we may not see it because the chat can sometimes go a little quickly, but please add it into the Q&A feature, the Q&A function on your Zoom screen. We know that there are many great questions that have come through in both the Q&A and the chat, and we're going to also be compiling all of them into a comprehensive FAQ document that will also go out post-webinar in the coming weeks. We'll email this document to all registrants, and it will also be available on our IMX Presents webpage alongside the on-demand webinar recording. So keep an eye on your inbox for all of that. And without further ado, I want to jump into some of these questions. Catherine, did any catch your eye?
Yeah, so I'm kind of scrolling through right now.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of great questions.
Yes. How long do you have access to the Academy sessions for usually? This is from Sarah. So can a member of our PL team or Ryan, can you speak to that? And I'm going to repeat the question again. How long do you have access to the Academy sessions for usually?
The Academy sessions are delivered live by the IM certified facilitator. We don't record those sessions. There are some materials that are referenced during the session that you would then have access to, like some links for some planning documents. A lot of those resources live in our IM resource hub, or soon to be implementation hub, but we don't record the actual sessions. They're delivered live.
We have another question. Will you share the recording and slides so we can share it with others in our district? Yes, all of our webinars are recorded and they will go live on our IM Classroom site, and we'll make sure that we give you that link in the chat a little bit later. There's a question about Teach and Learn sessions being offered through the IM Academy yet this year. I think what Heather's asking in that question are what are some of the upcoming Academy sessions that will be offered. Heather, please correct me if I'm wrong there, and I think Ryan can speak to that.
Sure. We scheduled some Teach and Learns over the summer and in early September, and actually the last of the Teach and Learn sessions through IM Academy are happening right now in October. That is because of the design of the PL, again, kind of the phases that Sarah and Jerry were talking about. It's best done kind of in the year right when you're going to be implementing IM, or if you have just started to implement it. So there are some other offerings within our catalog that tend to be better if you're already in the middle of the school year, which is why we typically don't offer Teach and Learn during the school year. Some schools will still schedule that through their certified distribution partner, and that is okay. We just kind of have a conversation about where teachers are at to kind of understand what they might already know, what they might be familiar with. But we have a lot of offerings that could happen during the school year as well. And that's why we've chosen to focus on offering through the Academy, establishing instructional routine, which is really great for pre-implementation of the curriculum, and then those sessions for school leaders and coaches that can be done anytime during the year.
All right, I'm going to hop up a little bit to Coral's question. I think maybe the PL team might be able to speak to this one. Do you feel that these sessions are inclusive enough for a combination of in-person, at-home, in-person learning and online-only teachers? I teach exclusively online using Kindle Hunt Illustrative Math for grades 5 through 8. So Jerry or Sarah, would you happen to want to speak to that?
Gary, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So we're thinking, are the PL sessions inclusive for teachers who are teaching online or in person? Is that right, Catherine?
Yep.
So yes, I would say so. The PL definitely focuses on the instructional model in IM. So we're going to be thinking about what are the activities in the curriculum. Teachers will engage in those activities and think about what that means in their classroom. We ask teachers to wear kind of two hats. So one is a student hat where they experience the activity as a student and think about what it means from a student's perspective. And then they take that hat off and put on a teacher hat and think about what does it mean from a teacher's side. So planning for that activity, enacting the activity in their classroom, even making decisions about pacing based on the work of their students. Sarah, is there anything you want to add?
I would just add, and I'm not totally sure what I'm about to say is relevant, but it's helpful either way, is that the one of the biggest benefits I see in the academies is for if there are teachers who are teaching online and might not have as much opportunity to talk to other teachers. What's nice about the Academy, and this also speaks a little bit to some of the question about what does our PL look like. There's a lot of interaction in our professional learning sessions, either both on-site and virtually. So there's a lot of opportunities for teachers to talk with each other about what we're learning. And I think that's what's exciting about the academies is it's a space for teachers to meet with other teachers around the country, whether you teach virtually or on-site, and that there's so much power in that. So I just wanted to make sure that was added. That's all.
Great points about leveraging that collaboration in those IM academies. So I'm going to grab one of the questions from the chat, and I think Jerry and Sarah, this might be directed towards you as well. Do you have any sessions that help math coaches or leaders braid together PL content with collaboration, planning, and coaching?
Yes. We have, I mean, Jerry, feel free to jump in. The ones that jump right off the bat that jump into my mind are our PLC sessions and our unit planning guides, which are designed for coaches to use. They're written with a coach-facing component and a teacher-facing component, and they are specifically meant to support coaches or lead teachers or really anyone that wants to facilitate a group learning session. So I hope, is that kind of what you think the question was, Catherine? Would you add anything to that?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly it. It sounds like the question was getting at like, how do I support with planning and coaching and what's available for me if I'm acting in that role. But that was from Ashley. So Ashley, if I'm wrong about that, please add some more to the chat and we'll make sure we get that answered for you.
I'm going to add on to Sarah's response. In addition to PLCs and the unit planning guys, we also have professional learning design specifically for coaches. So we have this beautiful like pairing with, we have, let's say, a professional learning module around math language routines. There's a parallel session for coaches around math language routines. So they'll see some features of what happened in the teacher professional learning, and then think about what does that mean about my role as a coach related to math language routines. So it's really beautiful pairing between the teacher professional learning and the coaches learning to support their teachers.
Yes, awesome. Thanks for bringing that up. And I believe that our coaching PL is a full 4 days. Am I correct in that, Jerry?
Yes, there are 8 sessions. So some people often pair them together where they do like 2 sessions in a day, or you can do 8 half-day sessions.
Lovely. All right, so let's go to the next question here. I just lost it, so give me a second. Neil, did you see one that stuck out to you while I try and find my place here?
There was a question about where the IM Academy is located on how they will access it.
Ryan, can you speak to that?
Sure, and since I didn't see the full question, Neil, was about where to access registering for it or where they access it once they are registered.
It was Allison Purcell's question. It says that I'll read the question in full. It says, is the Academy available through the IM platform? Where is it located on the platform?
So the IM Academy is when we had that QR code, and if we scroll up in the chat a little bit, you can register for a seat in an IM Academy. They're scheduled out for the year, and we may have more coming after the sessions in the winter. But right now they're scheduled, and they are open for registration on a per seat basis. So you can purchase one or multiple seats, and that is currently it's done through Eventbrite. So that's where you do the registration and make the payment is through Eventbrite. And then you are given the Zoom links for the sessions there. And so some of the sessions, it might be just establishing instruction routines is just 1 2-hour session. The school leaders sessions are a set of 2 sessions that are each 2 hours. So then you get the virtual links to attend the session from there. And then again, they are delivered live by our IM certified facilitators.
Thank you, Ryan. So this next question I want to turn out to the whole group because I think all of you might have something to speak to this. Chris Collins says, how does IM provide instruction and challenge for all students in one classroom? Students who need more support and students who need significant challenge or enrichment. So anyone that would like to speak to that, please.
I think there are many ways that the curriculum itself lends to students at different levels. That's what I'm hearing, right, Catherine?
Yes, exactly. And we can't see you, Jerry. Can you turn on your spotlight? Yeah. Thanks.
All right, so, and I want other people to add in, but I think the curriculum itself lends itself to students at many different levels. One of those ways is through the design itself. So it's designed with an invitation to the mathematics, and then a deep study, and then some consolidation and apply. So each lesson is built with that overarching design structure to invite students into the mathematics with something that's accessible to everybody, and then we dive into a deeper study and consolidate. We also have so many opportunities for formative assessment. In addition to in the act of the lesson, we have things like a pre-unit diagnostic assessment or the cool down at the end of the lesson, or centers in the elementary school, Sarah Eden. All opportunities for teachers to see what students know. And then there's advice written in right from the authors about what to do if like students aren't showing that they have the prerequisite knowledge in a pre-unit diagnostic test or assessment, or in a cool down, what to do in an upcoming lesson if we're not showing mastery in a particular skill. There are also routines, beautiful routines built into the curriculum, like our math language routines and our instructional routines. So if we know that there's a place where it's really language intense, the authors have been very intentional about putting a language routine in place to help students think about the language and make sense of the language of the mathematics while they're making sense of the mathematics, kind of a simultaneous building of understanding there. And then I guess another thing, there's so many features. I could go on for 20 minutes just about these features, like tag, let's another webinar, but other features. Oh, we have places in the curriculum where it talks about universal design for learning. So strategies specific for students that have disabilities and how to attend to them in the process of learning, which we know, by the way, both math language routines and these universal design for learning notes are really good for all students, but very intentional for students with those special circumstances. Do other people want to add on?
Well, I have to take this opportunity to put a plug in for 2 of our professional learning sessions. One of which is called Using Learning Goals to guide instructional decisions. And there's offerings K-12, and it really focuses on this question about pacing. And that we write our professional learning, we try to be really responsive, and we hear teachers saying, I saw a question in the Q&A about pacing, and at 60 minutes and I'm still on activity 1, how do I navigate this? And we spent a lot of time thinking about that when we wrote Using Learning Goals professional learning session, and we really talked specifically about pacing. So I have to say that's a really helpful session. And fostering synthesis through discourse is all about, I saw another question in there about the synthesis. And it's making me happy to see these questions, because I feel like, oh, we're on the right track. We're writing professional learning that obviously teachers are asking for. So I do hope you'll take a look, because I think both of those sessions we hope will be very helpful.
Thank you both. Does anyone else want to join in, or? All right, that was my wait time, y'all. I'm going to bring up another question. This, I think, is something that's going to resonate with lots of people who maybe have started implementing IM, didn't get the professional learning in the beginning, and you've got questions about what now. So what's the best option for teachers who weren't provided training when IM was first adopted? This particular person says now it's the 4th year and we're seeing lots of differences in implementation. So I think the question here is, okay, we've been implementing IM, but maybe we didn't get the support that we were hoping to receive, or whatever the situation might be. So what's the starting place? Like, if they wanted some professional learning now, what would be some suggestions for them?
Okay, I'll jump in again. I think there's many options, and I think the point that we have academies now is part of the solution here. So Ryan mentioned earlier that if you have an influx of new teachers, that the academies gives a really great opportunity to have new teachers go through Teach and Learn that other teachers have maybe already gone through. But there are many other modules. So when we notice, because we have each that features a different area of practice. So if we're noticing that teachers aren't utilizing the instructional routines like we hope, then we might choose specifically to go into modules for instructional routines. Or if we're noticing people aren't utilizing the math language routines, then choose the modules specific to math language routines. Another module that we worked really hard on this year, again, with the K-5 team, getting coherence from K-5 and 612, is the leveraging the problem-based teaching and learning structure. So we have this beautiful structure that I talked about before with the invitation, the deep study, and the consolidation, but are we really utilizing that to give access to all students and engage them in the beautiful mathematics? So that's also a great learning opportunity to make sure that people are utilizing that structure and the design that IM has intended.
Can I add in a little bit there?
Love that, Libby.
I work with lots of teachers that are at varying levels in schools, and Having the academy as an option is huge, especially with the multiple things. What I would encourage you to do first, though, is maybe allow the teachers to do a little bit of visiting each other's classrooms so that they can be part of the decision making. Like, here's what I'm curious about. This is the area of my practice I'd like to hone in, because if they've been using it for a couple of years, even without training, they're going to be at very different levels. You don't want to assume what they need. I think involving them in the process of making a decision based on all of the different options that are out there is really important.
Love that. Thank you, Libby, for bringing that personalized context. The next question that we have, I am going to field to get started, but I would be happy to have anyone chime in. So there's a question from Andrea Peltz about, hi, where can we access those materials for coaches? So the materials that Sarah and Jerry were talking about, the professional learning sessions, those again are live professional learning sessions. But here in just a couple minutes, we are going to share some links to resources for you. And we have lots of resources that are available asynchronously as well on our resource hub, on our implementation reflection tool website. And so we'll be popping those into the chat. And there are definitely some things there that we will explore in future webinars, but also links that you can go ahead and check out right now. All right, Neil, are there any other questions that you would like to surface?
I think that we've covered a pretty wide range of topics. And as I mentioned earlier, these questions will be compiled into a document, and we will be able to share out that document later with everyone post-webinar. So don't worry, even if you had a question that wasn't directly answered today, or if you thought of a question but weren't able to share it or something, don't worry. We're going to have a very comprehensive document full of FAQs. And even if you didn't ask your question, it probably, hopefully, will be on that, that list. So yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you so much, panelists, for fielding all of those questions. And thank you to everyone for joining us on this webinar. We also want to give a special thanks to our IM certified partners, Imagine Learning, Kidem, and Kindle Hunt. And we're going to drop their links into the chat in just a second for you to connect with them directly if you would prefer to do that. And if you haven't already, you can explore our full online curriculum, IM version 360, at accessim.org, and you can create a free account there. You can also join our mailing list to stay up to date on all of our upcoming webinars, because we're going to have, we have some very exciting webinars that are in the works on our website at illustrativemathematics.org/IMExperience. And you can scroll down to sign up and stay connected with us. The IM Experience connects educators to webinars, podcasts, our roadshow, where our first stop was Des Moines, Iowa, conferences and events, case studies, and other engaging and interactive resources. So please make sure to follow our new landing page as we expand upon these experiences and build our bank of informative resources for leaders, coaches, and teachers. Our goal is to deliver quality experiences to our IM community that inspire, uplift, and encourage all learners to know, use, and enjoy mathematics. You can learn more about the IM Experience again at our website at illustrativemathematics.org/IMExperience. Also, if you haven't visited our website in a while, you may have missed a plethora of new free resources and ways to connect with us. You can download free ebooks, view our on-demand webinars. This one, like I said, will also be shared out later so that you can watch it again if you would like to. Access our certified blog, get free teaching resources, or even schedule a call with our passionate and knowledgeable client services team. You can view our website again at illustrativemathematics.org. You can find a number of free resources on our website, again on our blog, on the resource hub, previous webinars on demand, and you can access as well the implementation reflection tool, our IRT. We want to say a big thank you to our executive team, Bill, Kristen, and Chris. Say thank you to our senior leadership team. Both of these teams lead our organization to achieve its mission. And a special thank you to our team of interpreters, our technical producer and marketing coordinator, Elizabeth Sneed, our client support team, Ray and Patty, for facilitating the Q&A, our editorial team led by Kelly, and the brand and communications department, Carrie, Neil, myself, Raina, Elle, and Kimmy, and Jeff, for your hard work in making this event a reality. And last, but certainly not least, thank you, our IM community, for joining us on this webinar today and every day as we work towards affirming all students as mathers and engaging them in rigorous grade level mathematics instruction. Your feedback is invaluable in helping us improve our future presentations, so please take a moment if you can to complete our survey and share your thoughts on today's webinar. Your input will help us to tailor our content to better meet your needs in the future. The survey will close on Friday, November 8th, to give you plenty of time to respond. And again, don't forget to follow us on social media and add the hashtags IMXWebinar and Learn with IM when you share your thoughts on Twitter/X, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook. We appreciate you so much, and we appreciate your time and participation. So until next time, take care, and please enjoy the rest of your day. And we're going to sign off now. Goodbye.